As the director of the Young Leaders Program, you are constantly looking at all the applicants who are applying to the 70 plus or
Yeah.
60, 70 internships that the Heritage Foundation offers. And that's a lot of internships, so I imagine you get just as many, if not more, applicants for those. So in order to sort of stand out as an applicant when applying for these large, like nationwide, internship searches, what are like some important traits that candidates can have, or what are some things they can do to sort of put themselves above the rest of the applicant pool that's coming in for these internship opportunities?
I say it's the 3 T's. So time, treasure, and talent. We want to see that through your application, you've already invested some time in whatever it is that you're passionate for. So if you're passionate in foreign policy, we want to see that you're already volunteering some of your time, that you're working in regards to your talent, so crafting the work ethic that you're going to be putting forth. But what have you already done? Is it leadership opportunities? Is it starting an organization? Is it volunteering at your church or your synagogue or your mosque? What is going, how are you already investing your time and treasure? And obviously not everyone has money to be donating to these things, but you're donating by way of your efforts and your volunteerism. And lastly, it's also the leadership roles, and your talent would be your accomplishments. So value accomplishments over comparisons. So it's not about racking up internship after internship after internship, or even jobs. We want to make sure that the accomplishments that you've had in those work responsibilities stand out. So what Laura mentioned in regards to, it's not about your title, but it's actually the work responsibility that you were held accountable for, as well as what goals did you set that you've accomplished. Those are things that really stand out for a great intern candidate.
I just to add to that, description, if at all possible, and it's very tough with certain types of jobs, but if at all possible, metrics where applicable, where you can say, I raised this much money, or we went from this, we grew this program by this percentage under my leadership or with my participation on the team, and what you did, as specific as possible. I can't stress that enough. I have just come off of a 4-month job hunt, and a lot of it is the first thing that they say is that resume, and if you're vague and you're just using big words to describe something that you did, that's just going to go right over there. It goes blank. But if you can list things out, I helped pass X thing, or I helped stop Y thing. Just a lot of what I did. And so, concrete things that you've done are hugely important, I think.
And I will also mention, a lot of students are involved in campus organizations. If you also say that you have a club of a consistent 70 members, that could say a lot in regards to not only your budget, how many members you had, how many events did you have. Those events that you're planning are programs later on that you'd be able to, those transferable skills that you'd be able to then transfer over. So events, programs, fundraising, development, dealing a lot with operations as well. So if you put those metrics to those different names, it really is a transferable skill that would be very useful for you.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I hear employers echoing all the time as well. So not just the internship providers and not just the Heritage Foundation specifically, but really across the board. Employers look for applicants who stand out because they've cited their accomplishments and they have quality experiences that demonstrate the skills needed to be successful in that position. Sort of segueing into skills to